just take a moment to appreciate how it looks in the background. I like that right there. You can see it in the corner. I don't know, just the way that looks. Take a moment to appreciate that. But the movie for October 26th was Terrifier 2. This is another rewatch for me, but this time around I think it was fun. First time I watched it was by myself, so whatever. But then this time around I was watching it with people, and I think that kind of makes it more enjoyable, just to like see reactions and stuff, right? Um, but I feel like I've talked a lot before, just like throughout this month about slashers, right? Not the biggest slasher fan, and I mean with this, the only sort of difference is just like how over the top it is. So I mean, like if you love gore, right, I'd say go for it. But for me personally, I don't know. I'd still recommend it. Fuck it. But again, like if gore is not your thing, like don't bother. But I don't know. Terrifier is like a pretty high profile series, right? I feel like a lot of people know of it. Uh, I don't know if a lot of people have actually watched it, but a lot of people know of it and just kind of know like what it's about. So I wouldn't even like get into like any of that stuff. I'll just talk about the movie as it is, and if I like it or not, which kind of do. I don't mind this one. Again, it's like super like over the top, uh, but like whenever you start watching it, you kind of know what you're in for, right? I mean, just take the first scene for example, right? It's like so fucking crazy. Uh, Not that crazy. I mean, it's weird because like I feel like I'm like really exaggerating how, like man, like oh how insane this is. Like man, this is like the craziest movie ever. In reality, it's not really. It's just sort of it's just one of those ones, right? Um, if I were to relate it to anything, I'd say like Mortal Kombat. I guess with the commentary around something like Mortal Kombat, it's like, oh man, it's like so gory and violent, but when you're playing it, it's just it just is, right? And that's kind of how this movie is. Like, sure, it's like super violent and stuff, but when you're watching it, it's like, well, I mean, this is a movie, like this is like fiction, so it is just that. And like whenever I'm like watching this specifically, or something like this, right? Just something that's like super over the top. You just enjoy it for that, right? Again, like Terrifier is like pretty high profile, so if you're gonna watch it, you sort of like know what's in store for you. And then obviously, if you don't, then you won't. Um, but me personally, I don't know. Sometimes it's like just kind of fun to just watch something like so like goofy and over the top. So this kind of like scratches that itch, right? And I mean, again, with a group of people, it's even more fun because you can just talk about it, uh, you know, and like enjoy the company, right? Um, yeah, it's unfortunate. Like I really don't know, or like don't have much to say about this one other than that it's like for me personally, it's fine. I mean, again, like comparing it to other slashers, it's not that I prefer it. Like there's some stuff that's like definitely just like in there, and it's like kind of annoying. Oh, actually, speaking of stuff being in there, the fact that it's 2 hours long is a bit, yeah, you know. No, there's no reason why a slasher movie needs to be 2 hours long. Slashers are meant to be like really simple horror, so having them just be hour 30, perfect. But for this to be 2 hours long, uh, you know, and it's unfortunate because most of that time is just like for like suspense building. It's just like, oh man, like Hart's like grabbing all these weapons. Like what kind of crazy shit is he gonna do next? And then obviously just like a lot of like creeping around or what is it? I guess just like taunting like victims, right? Uh, but yeah, so I mean, like a lot of that stuff you could like you know slice it down a little bit, and you'd still have the same movie pretty much. You know what I mean? Like no reason why it needs to be 2 hours. And then I think part three is 2 hours as well. Part one I think is like hour 40 maybe. But it's weird whenever I think about part one, because I remember I watched that whenever it first came out, or like around the time it came out. So it was still fairly new, and like there was some buzz around it, but not a lot. Like in the same way that two and three like have a lot of traction, right? But with the first one, man, I remember watching it for the first time, and I was like, dude, if this movie was like 30 minutes, like 40 minutes, I think it'd be kind of perfect. But it's the fact that it goes on for too long. And I mean, like same with this. I feel like there's like some good bones in there, but um, again, just like way too long. That's why I'm kind of excited to watch the third one though. I felt like for the longest time like wasn't even interested, and I'm still not. But again, I'm just like, gonna watch it with some people, so it should be fun in that regard. Um, yeah, but this second one, man, it's just there's a little too much. And then I'm pretty sure in the third one they'll like resolve certain things. I think with this movie, the thing I like the most, or it's weird. In the first movie, Art, you just kind of assume he's a person. In this, like, there's a lot of these like random, like kind of like spiritual elements. With like the little girl, or like the dream sequences, right? Like, there's something more at play than just humans. So like that's kind of interesting. Sort of reminding me of like the Freddy Krueger stuff, right? I'd say like Nightmare on Elm Street 3. I think it's 3. Dream Warriors. Like there's literally a sequence in the movie that's just like that. Two sequences actually. One that's more apparent, like obviously with the lead. She what's the actress name? Lauren Lavera, I believe. But with her character, she's like having a dream where she's like on the show that like Art was a part of, I guess. And she sees everybody get killed, and then she has like a fire thrown at her, and she blocks it with her sword from the costume she's making throughout. Um, and that was a nice little bit, honestly. I liked it a lot. And then obviously, like in the dream, the fire happens, but in real life, the fire starts from these candles. So like interesting, like a little bit. I mean, again, like something, right? Compared to the first one, the first one's like pretty straightforward. It's just like the killer going around like killing people, and like that's kind of it. And this one, like they're just trying to add more stuff. So I mean, I can appreciate that, and it's weird. I mean, like I said, like slashers need to be simple sometimes, but for a slasher, having like spiritual things, or like dream sequence stuff, or like magic elements, right? Fantasy elements. That's just that's simple for a slasher, you know. Because like obviously like bringing in stuff like that, it might sound complex, but for what the movie does and like what the genre kind of does with those elements, it's just simple to me. So I like that, and I mean, again, it's just more compared to like Guy going around killing people. Um, Not that they do too much with it, but like it's just the part that's there in the movie. So I'll shout it out, I guess. Um, what else? Oh yeah, and then at the very end, when they're in the amusement park, I feel like that's a call, or like a callback, shout out, whatever you want to say, to Dream Warriors as well. In the scene Dream Warriors, the cripple kid, the one who becomes the wizard in his dream, when he's fighting Freddy Krueger, they're in that like hallway, that like really long hallway, um, and Freddy Krueger like picks him up and like kills him, right? In this, there's a shot very similar to Art is like fighting the boy, and like same thing, like they're kind of just like in a hallway, and like Art just like has him like pressed up against the wall, and he's like about to kill him. I don't know. It just reminded me of that scene a lot. Again, like don't know if it's intentional, but it's just where my mind was going. Um, yeah, the lead I like a lot. She's really good. So shout out to her, right? But like a lot of the acting in this is like kind of iffy. I mean, she's like the highlight, obviously, but she has like two friend characters. The one that she goes to the party with, and the one that gets spectacularly killed. And both of them are fine. I dislike the party girl a bit more. She's so weird, man, and like the like her character's like kind of trashy, and like for a movie like this, I mean, I guess that kind of fits, right? But man, it's just like that's an aspect of it that I think is like a little too much. It's like, all right, come on now. Because she like spikes her drink, and then she's like trying to defend herself the whole time. It's like, man, I was like trying to just show you a good time, blah blah blah. And it's like, dude, you like spiked your drink like unprovoked, you know, not asked, right? And then you want to like sit there and like play victim, or like think she's attacking you. It's weird, and then the whole time she's like, oh man, I don't know why she's acting so weird. And it's like, dude, you're like a kind of a piece of shit. Um, nah, I'm exaggerating, honestly. She's not that bad, but you know, it's just it takes me out because it's like, dude, like, well, why are you acting like this to begin with? The mom is super over the top as well. She's really over the top. Like she's yelling constantly. She she like she slaps the boy at one point, and it's like, whoa, hold up. Again, just like over the top, but like in that regard, it's like over the top, like kind of in the good way, where it's just like so bizarre and out there, right? I mean, not that bizarre, but you know, just or I guess just like out of nowhere, right? It's sort of just like sideswiped me. Um, so that was good. That was kind of funny. But yeah, like the rest of her like acting is just like her yelling or like her like being disinterested in the kids. You know, so a lot to be desired there. But again, that's also like a slasher trope, right? The unattentive parent. Um, you know, just to make our main characters, usually younger characters, feel more like hopeless or you know that they can't find proper help to deal with this. So I mean, I guess she like plays a part, but man, she's a little out there. And then who else? I guess just like going across characters. Or whatever. The little girl, she's another element that's like kind of over the top. I mean, again, it's like she's like a demon or something. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that just like kind of like flies over my head in this. Apparently, this movie's a lot deeper than I'm giving it credit for. And I mean, like I can see it, right? At least with the imagery from the main character, main protagonist, in her costume, right? She's like a Valkyrie or you know an angel, however you want to interpret it. More like a Valkyrie because it's like more warrior esque, right? But she's going out of her way to like fight art. So I mean, there's just like a angels and demons like sort of imagery that you can kind of grab from that, and the circus that they end up at the very end, like that could be hell, right? Like she's going into hell to fight him. You know, so I mean, yeah, like again, like it's a small thing that they're adding, but uh, for a movie that didn't really have a lot to begin with, I mean, thanks, right? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I feel like just from the way I've been talking about this, like just sort of rambling, sort of, you know, like on the fence. Uh, and like that's just like my opinion on this in general. It's like so middle ground. Not very interesting, I know, but that's just how I feel. I never really like thought too much about this series to begin with. Um, you know, but I don't really hate it either. So I'm not gonna come on here and just like trash it, or you know, I'm not gonna come on here and praise it. I'll just give the middle ground opinion and just like you know smaller personal takes. Um, but you know, despite all that, I'd still recommend it for sure. I mean, it's just like another. I, I feel like I'd only really recommend it just because it's so popular, right? And I feel like this is just kind of like one to watch. And again, like fun time if you got people, or you know, fun time if this is like your thing, right? Just like hyper gore and stuff like that. But I mean, if it's not, you can skip on it pretty comfortably. But yeah, that's about it for this one. Take care.